Alright, thanks. Sorry about that, guys. We are back. I just wanted to relaunch. Relaunch so YouTube got it now, and it should. I'm going to double check. But when my power flickered, the YouTube stream stopped, and it doesn't restart automatically. Okay. It should boot up shortly. Alright. Anyway. Bulbasaur. We'll go here. Bulbasaur, I think, goes into high A tier, probably. It gets a lot better the farther you go, but you kind of want egg moves to really take advantage of it. But because of its flexibility with the G-Max and Mega, I really enjoy it. Next up, we got Weedle. This thing evolves early. It doesn't do a ton. Again, it evolves early, which is really nice for it. It's also very cheap. It's 1 point. What definitely helps it out, like we'll look at it, but like the 75 speed definitely hurts. Ability Swarm isn't much. Sniper is pretty cool though. And then adaptability is also a nice damage boost. So these are two really nice abilities actually. If they were on like anything other than Beedrill, I'd still be pretty happy. Even on Beedrill, they're nice. Egg moves, 1,000 Arrows is good coverage, and it's a spread move, which is huge, and it hits flying Pokemon, all of which is really, really good. Noxious Stork, super strong stab move. Attack Order, strong stab move. The critical hits land more easily, combined with Sniper, makes it really nice. Victory Dance is a setup move. It's basically like Dragon Dance, except you also get defense, or bulk up, but you also get speed. It's one of, if not the best, physical attacking setup moves. All of these egg moves are really good. 2 stab, good coverage, setup move. Really happy with all of these. It does get a Mega, and with that, your speed goes way up. You go from, what is it, 75 attack? Yeah, you get 70 speed, which is insane, and 60 attack. Like, that's an absolutely insane amount of power for a Mega. You get adaptability and Tinted Lens. Tinted Lens is great. You lose, you do lose Sniper. Because adaptability, your inability, or sorry, your passive becomes your ability. But Tinted Lens is also really good. It kind of evens out your damage curve, so you don't get walled out as hard by things. One thing I will say is this doesn't let your poison type moves hit steel types. It just should be noted for that. However, with this thing and like Victory Dance, you can actually set up pretty well. It gets Fell Stinger. Fell Stinger, whenever you KO something with it, the attack stat rises drastically. So you could do like 1 Victory Dance if you time it well, Fell Stinger something, get a KO, and then all of a sudden you're up at, I believe it's +4 attack. You combine it with your 145 speed, you're just going to be mowing through everything. If you're worried about sturdy, you have Twin Needle. Twin Needle is bug, not poison, so you don't get walled as hard by steel types, especially with Tinted Lens. You need the Mega for this. I think that's where I'm going to put it. I'm going to put it at B, probably near the higher end of B, just because of how good. It's maybe not the best Mega, but it's very, very good. The biggest, also high lev. Also the biggest issue is like you need the Mega for Beedrill, or else it's just not worth it. It's a piece of sacrifice fodder. But at one point, if you can get the Mega later on, it's going to be really, really helpful. It's going to be really nice for you, especially if you have Victory Dance unlocked. I forgot to look at this. Okay. That did not look like Ekans to me for a second. It looked like Ferrothorn. Anyway. Ekans, or Arbok. These stats are perfectly average. They don't excite me at all. It's below average bulk, I guess. Decent attack stat, at least. Intimidate is really good. Even Unnerve is pretty good in Pokerogue. Unnerve stops a lot of things from setting up once you break its boss barriers. So you use this thing against like Rayquaza or Eternatus, they're not going to get all of their boosts and can limit their healing some. A Nerve is really good. Regenerator. If you wanted to go a bulky set with this thing, you definitely could, and then swap it out. Go like Intimidate Regenerator. It's a good combination. Egg moves, Noxious Torque, we talked about with Mega Beedrill. Super solid poison stab move. Slack Off to heal yourself, Dragon Dance to set up. Shed Tail is a very interesting move. It combines well with Regenerator. I believe Cyclizar had this combination in the base Scarlet and Violet games. You can just shed the tail and set up a substitute for whatever comes in. You sacrifice 50% of your hit points, but then you heal 33%. So you have lots of options here. With these, you can go beefy, like a beefy setup. You can also go full offense or combine the two. If you don't want to go like Shed Tail, you do like Noxious Torque, Dragon Dance, and Slack Off. Level moves, it does get Coil and the Elemental Fangs. Also gets Glare. If you're going... Yes, HP means hit points. I call it hit points. It might be health points. They're interchangeable. The first like big game I played was Baldur's Gate 1, the original one, and in there HP meant hit points. But they're interchangeable. Anyway, Glare is a very good status move. Sets up Paralyze at 100% accuracy. If you wanted to set up a bulky set, you could definitely run that. It gets the Swallow stuff. I don't care about that. Gastro Acid probably isn't good in Classic. Very, very good in Endless. Sludge Bomb is special. It's not great. I know people love Haze. I don't care for it, but it's an option. And then Coil. If you don't have Dragon Dance, Coil is another setup move and combines with Gunk Shot, which is a very strong poison physical move, but at 80% accuracy. So you can do like Poison, Gunk Shot, try to find a TM for something, or just use these, and you're going to be in a decent position, like from an offensive front. Or you could run like Slack Off, Shed Tail, maybe even Coil again, and then like Noxious Torque, or Slack Off. Yeah, you can decide if you want to make it just a wall that stays in, a wall that switches out to set up your team, or something offensive. This thing's 2 points. I'm going to put it slightly above Weedle because I think it's better, like, sooner. Weedle has a higher ceiling because of Mega Beedrill, but with Intimidate and all of the different ways you can build Arbok, I think it's pretty usable. Now we get to the Nidorans. Okay, so this is male Nidoran? Female Nidoran. Nidoqueen. Fine base stats. Little beefier than Arbok was. Yeah, no worries, love. However, it has the very valuable ground typing in Pokerogue. Very valuable. Poison Point, not much. Rivalry, not much. It does get Sheer Force and Flare Boost, though. Flare Boost is basically Guts, but for special attacks. And you have 75 special attack, so Guts would probably be better on this thing. Egg moves, you get Calm Mind to set yourself up. Moonlight if you want to heal. I don't like this as much as just like Recover or Roost, because it does vary based off of the weather, so it's not, like, sometimes it could just not heal you much at all. But it gets Malignant Chain and Sandsear Storm, both of which are good stab moves. Biggest thing is Malignant Chain only has 5 power points. Sandsear Storm is only 80% accurate unless you're in the rain, and then you have a ground type in the rain, which is a little spooky. However, it does get Calm Mind to set itself up. You can burn it with with like a Flame Orb and get the Flare Boost benefit. And then with Sheer Force, these get even stronger. Level moves, it gets Sludge Wave, which is really cool. Sludge Wave does hit everything all around you, including your teammate. If you can get around that, it's good. And it also gets Earth Power if you don't have the rare egg move. Earth Power is one of the better special attacking moves in the game because it has a chance to lower the target's special defense stat. This thing's cool. I think it's good. I prefer male Nidoran more. And we'll go over that in a second. Unfortunately, it doesn't have like a G-Max or a Mega or anything. But so it's 3 points. I think that's probably fine. You do need an item to evolve it. I'm going to put it like in here again. These might change at the end. But I think I'd rather have the Intimidate. Now for male Nidoran. Before we go any further, in order to get male Nidoran or Nidoking's hidden ability, you need to take Hustle. Hustle sucks. I hate this ability so much. There have been so many times I want it to hit, and it won't because of the Hustle drop. So until you get a Moonstone, you just cry. It definitely works against it. However, at Nidoking, first we'll go here, 102 attack, 85 speed is fine. Defense is, okay, this is average bulk, maybe slightly above, but I'm going to put it at average bulk. 102 attack's really nice. You get Sheer Force, and you get Guts. This synergizes way better with the attack stat than the Flare boost did with Nidoqueen. Gets Dragon Dance, one of the best physical attacking setup moves in the game besides, like, Victory Dance. Mountain Gale, Ice-type moves are super strong because you're going to be fighting Eternatus and Rayquaza. Noxious Torque, we just talked about it a couple times already. Noxious Torque is good, especially on physical attackers. Precipice Blades, super, super strong, and it's a spread move, and you get stab on it. With male Nidoran, you want wide lenses. So you combine Hustle before you evolve with needing wide lenses. It knocks it down a little bit, and those are the big ones. You're not going to worry as much about Sludge Wave because you're probably not going special attacking with it. This, if you have the wide lenses and you need something to fill in to replace your double kick or your stomp or whatever you have that you want to replace, this is strong. You can take a risk on it even if you don't have wide lenses on it. Focus Energy, I generally pass on. I'm not crazy about spending a turn to set up higher crit chance. You get Poison Jab though. So if you don't have the Noxious Torque, you at least get this as a stab move. This thing's insane. I farmed it quite a bit when I was trying to get Precipice Blades as an egg move. Once it evolves and has a Flame Orb, you just start tearing through things. I was doing that even without wide lenses, and then you get a couple wide lenses over the course of the run. This thing just starts absolutely taking care of everything. Mountain Gale, Noxious Torque, Precipice Blades, and Dragon Dance. If you get any sort of sustain on this thing, even like a single leftovers or single Shell Bell, this thing can kind of sustain itself, and then you put berries on top of it as well. You're good to go. Really, really good, especially for 3 points. If you could do half points from like without needing cost reductions, I'd probably like knock female Nidoran down a half point, but I think male Nidoran's really good. Yeah. I want to get its next forms. Or its next, like, shinies. Zubat. We talked about a little bit in the flying video. We'll go over it again. First thing to note about it, 130 base speed is outstanding. It's really good to have higher base speed than higher attack in this game, I think, because of how many ways you have to scale the damage you do, whether it's through protein or calcium. Soul Dews can do it. Damage boosting, like elemental items. So in this case, it'd probably be... What's the... Poison Barb is the poison one here. Or Sharp Beak. There's lots of ways you can scale your damage. It's a little harder to scale speed, so having something with this high of a base speed is really nice. Also, it costs 3, which I think is a really good point for it. High Friendship is a bit of a pain. You just got to make sure it doesn't get KO'd. But if you feed it rare candies, you should be able to get it pretty easily. Abilities, Inner Focus and Infiltrator, they aren't great. Yeah. These are kind of meh abilities. However, Intimidate can be very nice. Let your meh bulk go a little bit farther. When I was looking at it the first time, it did have a little more bulk than I was expecting. I was expecting all of its defensive stats to be in like the 70s. So the fact that it had this was kind of cool. Floaty Fall is a really nice physical flying move. especially because you have the chance to make the target flinch, which combines very well with high speed. Dire Claw, again, high speed, chance for a secondary effect. If you can get like a multi-lens on this guy and have an additional chance for these to trigger, it's going to go really well. Swords Dance, all of a sudden, you're setting up your attack even more, and you take advantage of it with the high speed. If you can swap in, get an Intimidate off, get off a Swords Dance, all of a sudden you have something with 180 attack, basically, 130 base speed. You're going to be cruising and crushing through things. Last one is Collision Course. Kind of the big thing that will wall you out would be Steel types. They resist flying type moves, and they're more immune to poison type moves. Collision Course lets you deal with it. Also just a strong move in general, even more so if it's super effective. There you go. Hope you don't come across like a Goldengo is the biggest thing, I guess. Goldengo would kind of chew this thing up. Egg moves, you get Cross Poison at base when you evolve, so if you don't have the Dire Claw, Cross Poison is a good alternative. Leech Life, I really like. Again, if you have like Swords Dance, you can Leech Life. It's a strong bug move. It hits the psychic types that threaten you super effectively, and it heals you a ton. I've said it before, I'll say it again. If you can heal yourself and set up, definitely a step up in my book. I like this thing. Quite a bit. I think at 3, it's good. Takes a little bit to come online. I'd probably put it here, but once you get the Crobat, get an egg move or two. Even without it, it's solid. Oddish! We're going to be talking about Vileplume, not Bellossom. Oops. Because Bellossom is pure grass type. Vileplume. Good special attack, decent special defense. Its regular defense is fine. Its hit points are a little less, but still fine. 50 base speed hurts. That's kind of the big one here. It's another grass poison typing. We talked about it with Venusaur. Abilities, Chlorophyll, Effect Spore. Bleh. I guess, again, if you can set up the Sunlight, or you're in like Volcano, or Grassy Field, or Meadow, or Beach, or even Island, you might be able to take advantage of it. Triage is a really cool ability, though. Priority to healing moves. It's a really neat ability. It's what makes what makes Parasect usable. But we'll get to that whenever we do Bug or Grass. Egg moves, Sludge Bomb, strong poison type move for special attacker. Fiery Dance lets you set yourself up, which is really nice. Strength Sap is a good thing to shut down physical attackers and heal yourself as well. And it gets Spore, and that's a big one. Unfortunately, Spore isn't a healing move, and we don't get Prankster, so you have to deal with the 50 base speed. Even in Sunlight, it's 100, which isn't... It's good, but under Chlorophyll, it's not great. But it gets Spore, and that's really helpful. For level up moves, you get the Drain moves. You also get... where is it? Moonblast. That's kind of the big one here. You get Fairy type coverage. And that's really, really cool. In here, though, you don't have a way to set yourself up well outside of Fiery Dance. Fiery Dance does pair well with Sunlight if you are going for a Chlorophyll thing. But without built-in Calm Mind or Nasty Plot or anything like that, it's tough to scale your damage. You don't even get Calm Mind through there. Do you get Nasty Plot? Or can you just not set up normally? You just can't set up normally. Oh, that sucks. That really sucks. You get Swords Dance, though. This thing's 3. The Fairy typing helps. Triage is cool. I just don't think it has enough to really take advantage of it outside of Strength Sap and Giga Drain. I'd probably put it here. Actually, I'm going to switch these two. Mega Beedrill's ceiling is just so high. Yeah, I'd probably do something like this. The Moonblast is cool. Venomoth, Bug Poison. Bug might be slightly better than Grass. Nah, it's not. I'm like thinking through. No, it's not. I tried. Base stats. At least it doesn't have 50 base speed. Its bulk's a little lower. Its speed's a lot better than... we were just talking about Vileplume. Special attack's a little bit lower. Ability, though, it gets Tinted Lens or Wonder Skin. frankly, Tinted Lens is the way to go. And Simple. Simple is outstanding. I love this ability. Part of the reason, it gets Quiver Dance at base. Simple Quiver Dance, all of a sudden, you're at, like, one Quiver Dance, you're at 180 attack, 100, or special attack, 150 special defense, 180 speed, and you have Tinted Lens. It's really good. Also gets Psychic. You're not going to worry as much about Poison Fang. Probably Leech Life as well. It gets Bug Buzz, Psychic, and then it gets... like, it doesn't have a good Poison move in here, though. That's, like, the big thing. Like, that's a physical move. So you'd want to find something. Oh, wait. Look. Common Egg move is Poison Bomb. Toxic Thread... Earth Power we've talked about. Stored Power on this thing can go very hard, very quickly. Just because, again, simple Quiver Dance. Or you just get, like, your berries popping a couple times. You get boosts from all of those. It's really nice. It also gets Baton Pass, if you want it. If you have, like, simple Quiver Dance, you can Baton Pass it. This thing takes a little bit to get going, just because Venonat's kind of meh. It evolves at 31, so you're not going to have it for the 25 fight, but you should for the 55 fight. Simple Quiver Dance puts this thing up here. You need the hit ability. Or, sorry, you need the passive. Once you get the passive, though, this thing can definitely put in a lot of work. The Psychic coverage definitely helps it. Something I didn't check. Seeing if it gets Moonblast or Dazzling Gleam. No Dazzling Gleam. Okay, it doesn't get Moonblast, so it doesn't get any fairy moves to threaten Rayquaza. However, it does get, again, Psychic to threaten Eternatus. And if you can get, like, Terra Psychic, it gets rid of your Flamethrower weakness. And then you could put out a ton of damage. You just have to get one Quiver Dance off, and then you can start tearing through it. But for 2 points, this thing's pretty solid. I'd put it in A tier. Yeah. Bellsprout. This thing's interesting. First of all, you need a stone, which can either be a good or a bad thing. You evolve at 21. There's a chance you can get this thing before the 25 fight. It's not a high chance, but you can. 105 attack, 100 special attack. I've talked about this before. I'm not a huge fan of mixed attackers. I feel like they're wasted stats, especially in Pokerogue. If you're in, like, VGC, I can see a use for them. But in general, I feel like this is just kind of wasted stats, especially with pretty much all of the egg moves being physical stuff. Drop the special attack down by 30 and put them somewhere else. Even if it's like 10 defense, 10 special defense, 10 speed, that'd be a lot better, because you're going to be building this thing physically. Chlorophyll, again, Gluttony is kind of cool. It triggers its berries early. Flower Gift, I don't care about. Like, I got Flower Gift mixed up with Flower Veil. This is a little better. Alright, I got the two mixed up. You should run this thing in a Sun Comp. You put it next to a Torkoal, a Moltres, a, was it Mega Charizard Y? The one that can put Drought down, or any number, or a Ninetales. All of a sudden, you have Chlorophyll and Flower Gift triggering. So your attack goes up to 157.5. Which is good, and then your speed gets doubled. You're at 140. You should outspeed most things. Even if you don't, you have Victory Dance to scale them even further. Solar Blade for the sun, very good. And then Fire Lash as well, gets boosted by the sun. Kind of good coverage. Hits the steel types that you kind of don't want to deal with otherwise. That's the biggest one. Big thing in the egg moves, you don't have a strong physical poison type attack. Gets knockoff at base, and it gets poison jab at base. Both of which are good. Everything else in here, you have Leaf Blade instead of Solar Blade if you don't have it unlocked, or you're not running a Sun Comp. This thing's fine. It requires a lot of setup, and I feel like the payoff isn't insane. It's at 2, and at 2, frankly, I'd rather run Venonat. I'm going to put it, like, in here. It's fine. Victory Dance makes it better. But again, you want the sun. I'd probably do this. Yeah, I'd probably do that. Tentacruel. Sorry. Yeah, we're waiting for more shiny variants on this thing. Very specially bulky. Kind of reminds me in a way of Gyarados with how specially bulky it is. And a surprising good speed. Combine that with acceptable hit points, okay defense, and like a usable special attack. This thing can be a pain to remove. Clear Body, you boost your stats, they can't be lowered again. Liquid Ooze, I hate facing. I don't think it's good if you're using it. Rain Dish, if you're running a rain team, sure. Toxic Chain is kind of cool. Just a chance to put poison on something. Not super consistent, not going to do a ton, but you get that status condition off, a little bit of chip damage, it can add up over the course of the fight, especially if they're not able to remove your Tentacruel. Baneful Bunker, kind of at odds with Poison Touch. If you get the Baneful Bunker off, they're going to be Toxic, which is better than Poison. But if you've already Poison Touched them and then they get Toxic, then they don't, like, if you get the Poison on them and then you try to put Toxic on them, it's not going to work. It sucks. Same thing kind of goes for Malignant Chain. Malignant Chain is still a very strong move. Bouncy Bubble heals you. Again, just letting you stick around for longer. Let your Toxic or Poison chip away a little bit more. Strength Sap can heal you and shore up your physical defense even more by weakening theirs. Heals you a decent amount. And then you let your Toxic and Poison start chipping away at them. There's not a ton in here. Hex is kind of interesting. You can definitely get value out of it with how often you're able to put Poison or Toxic on them. Acid Armor, if you want to boost your defense and don't have access to Strength Sap. Poison Jab, physical poison move, not as great. Surf can be good. It hits your opponent, so just keep that in mind, but it does hit hard and is a spread move. Same with Sludge Wave, hits hard, hits your opponent, so just be careful of that. Hydro Pump, I'm not a fan of that. This thing can last a while. It's still a defensive Pokemon in an offensive game. But Water Poison isn't a bad typing. You're weak to Electric, Ground, and Psychic, I think, and that's about it. Which is pretty good. I'd probably put it here. It needs less to work than Bellsprout does. You know what? I'm putting it here. I can honestly see, like, anywhere within these three. Arbok just has Intimidate and, like, different ways you can play it, as well as Glare, which is really good. Yeah. I think I'm putting it there. Okay. We're going to do Galarian Slowbro last. Not last, but near the end. So we're doing Grimer now. Oops. Right, this muck goes down here. Yeah. Normal Grimer. I'm not crazy about. I will be frank. I don't care so much about the Kanto Grimer. I like a Alolan Grimer more because of its typing, but we'll get to that. 38's a little bit of late evolution. You can still definitely use it. Does have good HP, good attack, and like surprisingly decent special defense. Its bulk is definitely usable. It can be tough to remove, especially as a pure poison type. You're only weak to Psychic and Ground. 50 speed hurts. That's a big one. Stench, Sticky Hold, Poison Touch. We talked about Poison Touch. Fine. Again, you can chip away at things. And then when attacking, causing a Pokemon to flinch, but you have 50 speed. So you need a priority move or a way to boost your speed. There are a ton of them. Water Absorb, good ability. If you have like a fire type, a ground type, rock type or something on your team, and you anticipate a water type move coming in, this thing's in the back at like half health or something, switch it in, get a nice heal. You're good to go. You'll probably force a switch out, which then lets you set up Curse if you want it. It's a setup move, technically. You just keep lowering your speed, which makes Stench worse. But then you get Sucker Punch, which is a priority move. Noxious Torque, which is a strong physical move. And Stab. Straight Sap, I don't think is as good on Muck. It skews a little more offensive, in my opinion, like a bulky offensive mon. You can use it. Minimize, that's right. I knew there was cheese in here. If you want to stick around longer, minimize once or twice. Even if they, like, manage to hit you through it, you're probably not getting one-shot by a lot of things. You have your chance to heal up. Sludge Bomb, Sludge Wave, both special. You do have Gunk Shot. If you want to try to put, like, wide lenses on this thing and hit, that's great. Acid Armor, I don't think is as good on this as is on Tentacool. Belch, blah, and Momentum, probably not going to use. Not a ton of coverage, quite frankly. Like, it's all poison stuff. You get Dark type in here, and then a big one in here. Like, you have some in here. Drain Punch is kind of cool. You get Fire Punch, but you also get Knockoff. There it is. It doesn't have enough setup for me, like, especially in terms of speed, and it's a little too slow out of the box. I think it can still be good. Probably put it like there. Again, it's bulky, can be tough to remove, can put some damage on, especially with Poison Touch. Stick around for a while, has some neat tricks. But I'd put it in here. How much did it cost? It costs 2, so it's a little more affordable than like the Nidos or even Tentacruel. Yeah, we might move a little bit later. We'll do that. Yeah, let's go down and do Galarian. Or sorry, Alolan. Okay, this looks pretty similar. However, you're now also Dark type. There goes your physical immunity. This is a... Or sorry, your psychic weakness. It's now an immunity. This is a very scary defensive combination. You're weak to ground? Is that it? Like, I'm actually trying to think through. Dark, poison, type weakness. Is that it? It's not weak to psychic. No, this is wrong. Weak to ground, yeah. They're only weak to ground type moves. I just had to double check to make sure I wasn't forgetting something. Yeah, you still have to deal with 50 base speed, and that sucks. Poison Touch, again. Gluttony. Power of Alchemy. Not in singles. Maybe if there was like a way you could do doubles mode consistently, this would be cool. Toxic Debris, though. Really cool. Unfortunately, then you're looking at like Poison Touch and Toxic Debris. We go back to Tentacruel with Poison Touch and Baneful Bunker kind of competing. You can probably get a lot of use out of Toxic Debris, though. You could do like Gluttony combined with Toxic Debris to make yourself a more bulky mon. They can still put out the damage because 105 base attack. Yo, Copy, what's going on? Egg moves, Sucker Punch, Barb Barrage is really cool. Recover, and Surging Strikes. All of these are good. Like, all of these are good. Surging Strikes, you don't get stab on it, but still pretty wild. But Barb Barrage, you put down Toxic Spike, something comes in, is poison, you Barb Barrage. You're doing a lot of damage. Sucker Punch, good, kind of gets around your low speed, and Recover. Just because you're physically bulky, you can make things happen more. Like, you can get more Toxic Debris down. You can stick around for a while. Poison Fang, minimize again if you want to become even more annoying. So you combine the I only am weak to ground moves combined with decent bulk. Like, actually, that's better than decent, but that's really good bulk. And then minimize. You get knockoff just through level up, which is really cool. It can do a lot of damage because Pokemon usually have held items. Gunk Shot if you want to take a risk on it. This thing is solid. It's 3 points compared to the 2 of Grimer. I still think it's definitely usable, though. I'd probably put it here. I think it's really good. Also, I'm trying to think of, like, what Pokemon I'm actually going to have in S tier for poison types. I'm sure we'll find them. Ghastly! I still need the epic shiny for it, and I'm sad. You do need... Excuse me, you do need an item for it. But you link at 25. You're not getting this before the 25 fight. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. But we'll get to it. But you could easily get this thing before 55. We've talked about how much I value high base speed. This thing is also really high special attack. Yeah, probably. We'll get to it, though. I thought I remembered Toxtricity was one of your favorites. So that's why I actually put it on the YouTube thumbnail. Really good speed, really good special attack. Cursed Body is kind of meh. Shadow Shield, though, is pretty good. Yeah. I mean, it's not a good thumbnail. But I just kind of threw it together. Whenever I release, like, whenever I redo this and make just a standalone video, I'll do a better thumbnail. I gotta get better at them. I really gotta start doing more YouTube stuff. I have so many ideas for YouTube stuff. I just have to get off my lazy ass and do it. Yeah. Shadow Shield's really good ability. Lets you get setup moves up more easily. Malignant Chain, we've talked about, hits like a truck. You get stabbed, combined with 130 base attack, special attack, you're good. Aura Sphere, same thing. Parting Shot, bleh, like, it's cool. I just don't think I'm going to be Parting Shot as much. It might combine with Gmax or Mega. Dark Void, kind of neat. Really good move. You just want to need a couple wide lenses on it. Level moves, this thing gets a lot. It gets Perish Song, which I think is hilarious. Not great in Pokerogue, but still funny. Maybe it's like a... It doesn't work against boss Pokemon, no. Curse, really good answer to Eternatus later on. Hex is cool if you poison it somehow. Dark Pulse, it's not stab, but still really good coverage. Shadow Ball is good stab. Destiny Bond is neat. Dream Eater, if you do want to go with the Dark Void stuff. And then it has Megas and Gmax. Base stats, oh boy, we get 20 speed and 40 base special attack. Shadow Tag, now you can't get away. And a Nerve, which is a really good ability in Pokerogue. Stops your opponents from boosting, stops them from healing in some situations. Really, really nice. Something I didn't notice. I am pretty sure it gets it, though. Nasty Plot. Yep, there it is. There's Shadow Shield. Good point. I forgot about that. I just see Dark type, and I'm not used to things being able to hit Dark. Like, I'm not used to Ghost types hitting the same thing, just because how rare Ghost is. Yep, Copy had a good point. My bad. My bad. But yeah, it gets Nasty Plot, so Shadow Shield at base form gets more out of it. And then they're locked in here with Yo, which is really cool. And again, 170 base attack. Or special attack, 130 speed. Even, like, reasonable bulk. Hit points aren't great, but 95 special defense is fine. 80 physical defense is fine. This thing's really cool. And then you have the Gmax form. A lot more hit points. You lose 10 speed, but you gain 10 special attack. This thing just becomes bulkier. Curse Body, again. Gluttony, Gmax isn't as interesting to me, quite frankly. Gluttony's cool. You can make this thing just beefier. Maybe do like Malignant Chain, Dark Void, try to get poisons off. And then like Dream Eater stuff. I'm not as crazy about this set, though. There's probably something there, but in general, I want the Mega. However, this thing is only 4. And I think is really good. I think is very good. I'd probably put it like in here, and that's just kind of because of it really wants its Mega, but even without it, it's good. I think I'd do something like that. Man. I could actually see a case for this being S tier. Does it get Ice Beam? It doesn't. It gets Icy Wind. Does it get Dazzling Gleam? It does. No chance it gets Moonblast, right? Yeah, it does get Moonblast. Is this thing a low S tier just because of how, like, how fast, how hard it hits, and it's Mega? With, like, Fairy type coverage as well? It wouldn't be at the top of S tier, but the Mega's insane. Even base Gengar's really good. Has good options to both Rayquaza and Eternatus with Dazzling Gleam. Like, you need a TM. With Dazzling Gleam and Curse. Yeah. Again, we might change these up later, but I think so. I was not expecting that. Okay. Huh. I didn't really come to this tier list expecting much. Yeah, my biggest thing for Bulbasaur was just you can be flexible with it and how much it can heal. But I think because this thing's offensive instead of defense, which is better in Pokerogue in my opinion, it goes there. Huh. We'll probably get to the end of this row and then I'll take a break. Coughing! Well, wheezing. We're not looking at Galarian, right? We could look at both of them. Yeah, we'll look at both of them. Let's start with Kanto. Good defense, okay bulk, okay attacking stats. You can kind of go either way. Neutralizing Gas can be really cool. Levitate is really nice for poison types. You're just weak to Psychic now. Stench, I don't care about, especially with 60 base speed. Levitate's really cool, though. Neutralizing Gas, you could do a Wolfie and neutralize one of your own abilities if you want. Generally, I don't care as much about it in Pokerogue. I hate facing it, especially in Endless. I'd probably go Levitate most of the time. Parental Bond, it's got multiple heads. In Pokerogue, it's gonna have Parental Bond. Really good ability. There's lots of ways to take advantage of it. Egg moves. Scald can take advantage of it and is just a really good move. Burn is great, lets you survive longer. Recover lets you stick around for longer. Body Press, if you have a way to boost your defense a little bit more, which you don't in here. Malignant Chain, we've talked about, is solid. Like, Scald and Malignant Chain are two great egg moves to have. Yeah, exactly. I think I've said that a lot, is just, like, if double battles were a thing, like, Skitty wouldn't have been my lowest rated normal type in Classic. Yeah, there's lots of things that would improve double battles. And double battles, like, Victory Bell would actually go up some. Furret would go up. Oh, really? That sucks. Whimsicott would become S tier. Well, then I guess you have to rely... I mean, I'm guessing somebody could do it. Mods, yeah. I guess somebody could do it. Still, even with... Like, Levitate for any poison type is still great, unless you're flying poison type. But then you have, like, a Rotom Fairn situation going on. Still, Scald, Recover, Malignant Chain, 3 really great egg moves. Body Press I'm not as crazy about. Heat Wave is a cool one. You hit twice, have a chance to burn. Great. Sludge, hit twice, chance to poison. Haze has some utility. Sludge Bomb. There's some stuff here. I don't think it takes advantage of Parental Bond as well as some other things. But I still think because of Parental Bond, it definitely can. Like, it doesn't have, like, a Torch Song or even a Fiery Dance or something like that that lets it set up as well. But it gets decent coverage. Like, you saw T-Bolt in there, a couple of Shadow Balls, stuff like that. Heat Wave. Mostly a special attacker, just based off its egg moves and stuff. Does it get Iron Defense? Doesn't get Iron Defense. Does it get Acid Armor? It doesn't even get Acid Armor, so I'm not quite sure why it gets Body Press, if I'm being frank. Maybe it's for Galarian Wheezing. 120 base defense there. Again, attack stats, stuff like that. Okay, they do have pretty much identical spreads. Got it. Abilities, Levitate, Neutralizing Gas. Misty Surge is interesting. You can't be affected by statuses, I believe. Yeah, they do. Emerald Rogue is cool. I played a ton of Emerald Rogue 1, but I couldn't really get into Emerald Rogue 2 as much. I also tried, like, right when I found Pokerogue, so, you know. It gets Parental Bond again. It does get the Poison Fairy type. Fairy typing is pretty cool. We've talked about the egg moves before. They don't really get better or worse with this typing. Level moves, double hit, Heat Wave. However, you have Aromatic Mist, which is something. Strange Steam, though, is really cool. Plus, it hits twice, so you have twice the chance of confusion. It's a Fairy type move. 90 power is 5 less than Moonblast, I believe. But just this thing having a Fairy typing is really neat. I like it. I don't know why it gets Fairy Wind at 24 and Strange Steam at 1, but sure. I don't think this thing is insane. I think this thing is probably B tier. Yeah, it's 2 points. I think this thing's probably B tier. Probably like around here. Maybe even like here just because of the chance of the Fairy typing. And you probably want to go with the Fairy type. What's the evolve condition? Okay. Yeah. So, it is what it is. It's still definitely usable. If you manage to run like something with a lure ability and a... Not even then. It's just tough to get neutralizing gas to really work for you. Hate seeing these things in the slums and Endless, though. Or even a construction site. Pain in my butt. Spinarak. Ariados. Decent attack. Kinda everywhere else. Except 40 speed. Fuck the 40 speed. It sucks. Oh, it is 1 point. I need to start doing that. So this is all for a point. Swarm, meh. Insomnia, meh. Sniper, kind of cool. Prankster, also kind of cool. These two kind of don't work well with each other, though. It's not like they synergize with each other. Parting Shot for Prankster. Attack Order, crit with Sniper. Strong stab move, great. Gastro Acid, I don't care about in Classic mode. Strength Sap is cool, but, like, what are you healing and what bulk are you really putting towards making that healing go somewhere? Like, this might be one of my least favorite egg move sets I've seen on a Pokemon. I don't care about this in... Yeah, I don't care about this in Classic. I don't care about this really on this Pokemon. Parting Shot, probably not. So then you just have Attack Order. It does get Sword Stance at base, which is kind of cool. And Bug Bite, which you can do cool stuff with. Fell Stinger to kind of ramp up your attack if you want. The issue with Bug Bite and Fell Stinger is your one attacking egg move is also Bug type. We'll get there, Lev. So yeah, all of a sudden you have a setup move or a Sword Stance. And then Fell Stinger and Bug Bite competing with Attack Order. Nightshade, I guess. Shadow Sneak is cool. It's a priority move to get around your low speed, but doesn't help, like, doesn't have stab on it. Sucker Punch, get around your low speed, doesn't have stab on it. You get Poison Jab and Cross Poison 4 levels apart from each other. Critical Hits, land more easily as cool as Sniper. That's about it. This thing is super underwhelming for me. And I think it goes in our first S tier. Or C tier, not S tier. I just don't like it. I don't think it's good. Quillfish. Okay. Evolutions. So this is base Quillfish. Decent attack, okay defense, low special defense, and hit points. 85 speed's usable. The stats alone make this thing kind of Poison Point, Swift Sting, if you have the rain up. Intimidate is a really cool ability, though. Toxic Debris. Intimidate and Toxic Debris could make for a neat Pokemon. I don't know if it has the bulk to live it. To, like, live through all that. Barbarage and Baneful Bunker is pretty cool. Recover helps. You just don't quite have the bulk to make that last as long as you would like. Vicious Rend, really cool. 85 speed, you'd probably want a speed boost, but if you have Swift Swim up, you're going to get it. It'll hit reasonably hard. Fell Stinger, if you want to boost your attack, it's a bug type move. You got to be precise with it. Can work. Minimize is funny. Poison Jab, if you don't have the other stab poison moves from egg moves. Toxic Spikes, if you don't have Toxic Debris. Stockpile and Spit Up, but no Swallow. Aqua Tail, Acupressure's funny. That's about it. This is pretty anime. It seems like it wants to be bulky, but doesn't have the stats to be bulky. It just doesn't quite do enough in that regard. I think you could definitely make it work. I think I'd probably put it like in here. Maybe even... Yeah, I think I'd put it here. I just don't think it's good. Like, I don't think it's bad. I don't think it's Spinnerack bad. Like, I could honestly see Spinnerack going there and us doing something like this. And maybe I will in a little bit. I don't think it's bad. But yeah. Put it there. And we'll get to the other one in a little bit. Gulpin! There it is. I'll come back and do the ones we're missing on the tier list page. After we get through these. Yes! This is the order. Right here. This is the order. Yep, every Monday. Anyway. Gulpin. Ooh. I have all the egg moves for it. And we have that. Oh, cool. It's already named. Alright, we're good. Sorry, I got distracted. Swalot. Yeah, Lev. Yep. Good hit points. Defenses are fine. Like, they're pretty good. Can attack either way. 55 speed. Maybe that would probably be quite a bit more, frankly. Especially if it's like a full, like if I'm going to dedicate a stream to it. It'd probably be quite a bit more than what I put out than the amount I discussed. Like the amount I like put in my hypothetical. Yeah, that occurred to me as well. Yeah. Yeah. Yep, I thought about it. I more asked that question to see what people thought of the idea of me doing something like that. Because again, I don't monetize myself like at all. I don't. I have Nightbot that like brings up messages, but during my stream, I'm not like, hey, don't forget to follow, please subscribe, don't like forget about your Twitch prom. Yeah, yep. Like I never ask for like Twitch primes or follows or anything like that. Or if I do, it's very, very rarely. I think I mentioned it once last week because I had to get a new headphones. Like, if you guys have a Twitch Prime, just toss it my way. But I don't monetize myself at all. So I was wondering, like, if that would throw people off if I started doing that even in a limited capacity. So I was just trying to gauge the interest. But yeah, Copy, I do. It's not a super, like, popular Discord. It's not super active or anything. But there are definitely times for it. We got a good community in there. But yeah, I was kind of testing the waters on that, Lev. Anyway, Swalot. Good hit points, reasonable bulk in both defense and special defense, 55 speed, average attack. Abilities, Liquid Ooze, I don't think is good in Classic, same with Sticky Old. Gluttony's kind of neat. Earth Eater is really good. Now you're just weak to Psychic. Really, really good. What do you mean disadvantage? Oh, yeah, I'm not a fan of, like, using bits to bully a streamer. I'd rather use bits to reward the viewer. If that makes sense. Yeah, that's... I don't think I'd ever ask for bits just because. I mean, if people want to, great. Like, I'm not gonna turn it down. But I'm not gonna just be like, hey, don't forget to donate without offering anything in return. Yeah, so I like, if you want to donate, that's fine, that's great. I'm not going to ask for just donations, but I was wondering how people would feel if I did something that let people have a little bit of control over the discussion or the gameplay in a way that benefits them without bullying me. For bits. And again, I'm not trying to, like, paywall people out of engaging with stream or anything. I just wanted to get people's opinion on that. Yep. Yeah, that's why I don't do, like, I didn't do, like, Call to the Lamb with Twitch engagement or Dead Cells with Twitch engagement and stuff like that. Just, I don't feel like being bullied. That's the big thing. Anyway. Gluttony and Earth Eater, really cool on Swalot. Again, great ability for any poison type. And then, like, even better than Levitate. Because, like, with Levitate, you don't get to take advantage of terrains. Earth Eater, you still get to. And you can even get healed from your partner's Earthquake if you are doing double battles. Egg moves. Malignant Chain, we've talked about it. Earth Power, strong ground type move. Calm Mind, you get to set yourself up. So you have all three of these to set yourself up on an already fairly beefy Mon that has a couple good abilities for sticking around even longer. Okay, Calm Mind's pretty cool. You have two good special attacking moves in there. Body Slam, if you do want to try to paralyze something, or you just get Yawn at 1, which is really, really good. Like, I love Yawn in Pokerogue Classic. You get Encore, Toxic. You get Swalot, get Swallow, as you'd imagine. Sludge Bomb if you don't have Malignant Chain. The level up moveset isn't crazy. But Yawn and Yawn, Body Slam, and like Sludge, pretty solid. Right, Acid Spray for if you're doing spread stuff. If you can get like a multi-lens on this thing, then yeah, you could definitely take advantage of that. I think this thing's actually a B tier. It only costs 1, which I think is kind of nutty. I think this thing would be okay even at 2. I'd probably put it like in here. Like probably in here somewhere. Just because of Yawn in particular, it can set itself up with its common egg moves. Acid Spray, like you said. Yeah. Without cost reduction. Yeah, whenever I say a cost, it's going to be without cost reduction. Yeah, this thing costs 1. It might even go up a little bit because of Earth Eater. It's just the low speed hurts, but you'll probably have the bulk to deal with it. Yeah, I think for 1, it's really good. So Viper. No evolutions. This thing needs a Mega. However, good attack, good special attack. I've talked about mixed attackers before. Not a fan. Its bulk's not great. Its speed's not great. Abilities, Shed Skin is kind of cool. Infiltrator, these are kind of meh. Multi-scale is cool though, and has a chance for abuse if you can keep healing yourself up. Egg moves, Ice Beam, Bitter Blade, Sucker Punch, no retreat. Another reason I don't like mixed attackers, takes away from their egg moves. No retreat works for either one. Ice Beam is one of the best moves in Classic. Bitter Blade, I also think, is really good. Yeah, that'd be cool too. I just want to see Mega Viper go against Mega Zangoose. Bitter Blade, I also love. Sucker Punch gets around its low speed. None of these are stab. which sucks. But hey, Omni Boost from No Retreat is cool. Oops. It does get Poison Tail pretty early on. 100% accurate, stab, 50 power with chance to crit is nice. Glare, really good. We talked about it on, I forget who. Who had Glare? Oops. Oh, Ekans. Ekans had Glare. Ekans, whatever you want to say. Poison Fang or Venoshock. Poison Jab. Crunch. Coil as a physical setup move. Sludge Bomb. If you don't have No Retreat, you're probably not going special. Even then, do you get Nasty Plot? You don't get Calm Mind. You don't get Nasty... Why would you go special on this thing? You get No Retreat, and that's like it. Blah. One of the first Pokemon I got all 3 shinies for. I don't think this thing's good. I'm just going to put it out there. I don't think it's good. You need the rare egg move to set yourself up at all. And even then, it's kind of meh. I'd put it like here. If that. It's only there because of Glare. In fact, it can do stuff, but yeah. It does get Swords Dance. And you have Swords Dance with this. You need a TM for Swords Dance, though, don't you? Yeah, I was going to say only through TM. Or else you have to rely on Coil, which is fine. But none of its egg moves are stab. It doesn't have any special attacking setup outside of this. I don't even think... Yeah. Oh, it can be used. Okay. Oh, okay. There you go. Doesn't... You can't set it up normally. Yeah. Good one. Yeah, exactly. It's, well, and this time it's not even like they chose. They split it. And it's only special attacking setup move you can get is No Retreats, which you can only use once. So great, like... Yeah, it's just not good. Like, I could even see the case for this maybe even going here. Its egg moves are good, so I'm going to put it here, I think. But, yeah, it's just not good. Zangoose will beat it every time. And then we'll look at Badoo. And I'm going to take a break after this. I still need the tier 2 for this. I have the tier 3, I need the tier 2. Good special attack, good special defense, usable speed. Its HP and defense aren't great, but usable. It is so much stronger. Yeah, we talked about it during my normal type tier list. Abilities, Natural Cure, Poison Point, Technician's really cool, Grassy Surge is really cool. Fiery Dance, Acid Spray with Technician, remember now. Bouncy Bubble with Technician, and it gets Quiver Dance as a rare egg move. Those are pretty good egg moves. Like, these are really good egg moves. I almost prefer Quiver Dance, not gonna lie. You also get Leech Seed for Eternatus if you want it. Toxic Spikes, which probably not on this. Like, these aren't insane. Synthesis could be cool. But yeah, they really are insane. You get Growth, but you'd probably have Quiver Dance, hopefully. You got Giga Drain as, like, your grass move. And Petal Blizzard. Did you also have Petal Dance? Did I see that? Petal Dance as well. Petal Blizzard, if you have something like Sap Sipper or that can eat this, That's Magical Leaf, sorry. This hits really hard. It does, yeah. Yeah. Now, this thing's really good. You do need a stone to evolve it, but it costs 3 points, which I think is solid. I've talked about grass typing in this game. I'm not a fan of it. I think it's pretty weak considering the boss fights and the major hurdles you'll hit. This thing can set itself up, though. It starts with 65 speed. You take 1 Quiver Dance, and you're looking at, what's that, 97.5 speed? 2 Quiver Dance, you're looking at 130. Definitely usable. Leaf Guard. Again, these abilities aren't great. Grassy Surge is cool. I think this thing's probably high B tier. Just because of how good they are. Oh, you don't need to be there. Oops. Okay, you're down there. That's fine. You are. I think it's probably like in here because you don't need a Mega for it. You kind of need Mega Beedrill. And if you get it, it's insane, but you need the Mega. And it's really worthless before that. I think, like, in here is fine. Maybe even higher because of Quiver Dance. And, like, its Egg moves being so good. Yeah, maybe top of B tier. Yeah. Especially for 3 points. Alright, I'm going to take a quick break. We got, what's that, like 25 Pokemon left? Almost exactly. Yeah, we have 25 Pokemon left. Maybe we'll get it done in the next hour. But I gotta take a quick break, spread my legs, stretch my legs. We're gonna move on. Cool Cat, I'm taking a quick break. Cool Cat, I'll be right back. Ekans was so high because of Glare, Intimidate. It gets Elemental Fang moves. His stats aren't that bad. Oops, sorry. His stats are fine. They're not great. But Intimidate and Regenerator. A Nerve is also good. You get Noxious Torque, Dragon Dance, and Shed Tail. You can also heal yourself. Yeah, it's super flexible. You can make it bulky. You can make it bulky and supporting your team with Shed Tail. You can make it... yeah, exactly. You can make it an offensive threat with like Dragon Dance, Noxious Torque, and then it also gets the Elemental Fang moves. And then it also gets Glare, which is really good. There you go. Yeah, there's a lot to it. That's why I won't even charge you 100 bits for that one, Lev. Yeah, I'll be back in a couple minutes, guys.
Listen up now, because we're never dropping out. Beat the odds, beat the big house. The brains are bigger than the doubt. We've been thinking for ourselves, never let the truth fade away. This is bigger than ourselves, we won't let the world burn away. never figured out a motive born in drought and brevity. And if I'm not the soul of your design, I blatantly decline your remedy. Don't box me in, don't, or I'll leave. I'd rather be a dreamer, I'd rather be free, I'd rather be a leader, I'd rather be a queen, I'd rather be a singer in a trashy cover band. I'd rather be a closer, I'd rather be clean, I'd rather be a poser in a magazine, I'd rather be pretty much anything else than your machine. Wasn't always just a single shade, a palette full of gray in reverie. And I can burn it brighter than the sun. I have a golden gun inside of me. Don't box me in, don't, or I'll leave. I'd rather be a dreamer, I'd rather be free, I'd rather be a leader, I'd rather be a queen, I'd rather be a singer in a trashy cover band. I'd rather be a closer, I'd rather be clean, I'd rather be a poser in a magazine, I'd rather be pretty much anything else. And if I fall behind, ignoring all the signs, if I lose the fight, I still rage against the night.
Alright, sorry about that, guys. Yeah, I usually run 3 minutes of ads whenever I take a break.